I welcome you all in this online video tutorial. Today I will be talking about the canonical transformation. There are a lot of number of problems in mechanics for which the solution is desired from one set of coordinates to the another set of the coordinates. So to change from one set of position and momentum coordinate to a new set of the position and momentum coordinate which is suitable. So let us take suppose we have the one set of coordinate q1 q2 up to qn, and then p1 p2 to pn. This is one set of the coordinates, generalized coordinates and the generalized momentum. This is one set of coordinate, and we have another set of coordinate, that is capital Qy, capital Q2, then capital Q1. This is capital P1, P2, and this is Pn. This is another set of coordinate, another set of coordinate. So this we can write down this q1 is a function of this q1 and p1 both, and p1 is also a function of the this another set of coordinates, or the new coordinates can be written in terms of the this old coordinates. So we can have this qy equal to qy q1 q2 up to qn, and then p1 p2 up to pn. Similarly, pi equal to pi, so this is also q1, then q2 qn, and then p1 p2 up to pn. So then the transformation is said to be this transformation, that is from the old to new. This transformation is said to be canonical, or it is contact, if the Hamiltonians of the equations of motion it remains intact. Means the Hamiltonian that is pi dot equal to del h minus del h bar by del qi, and pi, and then qi dot equal to del h bar by this is del pi. That holds good, then this is said to be canonical. So from one set of coordinate to change another set of the coordinate, if the Hamiltonian remains Hamiltonians, the equation of motion, that in the new coordinate it remains in contact, or it remains in its new form, then we say that it is canonical. So now we will be discussing about the generating function and conditions for canonical transformation. We will be talking about the generating function and condition for canonical transformation. So canonical transformation. So basic condition that Hamiltonian is not changed. So that is the Hamiltonian, it is not changed. That is the basic condition for the canonical, and this is only possible if that Hamiltonians possible that also holds for the Lagrangian. If the Hamiltonian is not changed, mean the Lagrangian also it will not change. So therefore we can write down that delta integration L dt equal to 0 and delta L prime dt equal to 0. This is for t1 to t2, t1 to t2. So therefore, the Hamiltonian becomes H equal to summation of Pi Qi dot minus L, and here H prime equal to summation of Pi Qi dot minus L. So this is L prime. So this is a small Pi Qi dot, and this is capital Pi Qi dot, the Hamiltonian. So the Lagrangian, it could be written as L equal to summation Pi Qi dot and minus H. Here the Lagrangian L bar becomes summation Pi Qi dot minus H bar. So it means the Lagrangian, if we put this value here, L, so this L delta, so summation Pi Qi dot minus H into dt equal to 0. If you put L prime here, so delta and integration, this is summation Pi Qi dot minus H bar into dt equal to 0. So that is the Lagrangian. So these two equations are simultaneously valid. These two equations are simultaneously valid if the integrate of them, the difference, if you take the difference of them by a total time derivative of an arbitrary function. It means if we write down Pi Qi dot minus H minus Pi Qi dot minus H bar equal to dg by dt, then we will say that these two equations are simultaneously valid. It means we can write down the summation small Pi Qi dot minus H. This is one Lagrangian, and then it is minus summation capital Pi Qi dot minus H bar, which is equal to dg by dt. So g is a any arbitrary function. If the derivative of this function equal to difference of these two, then we will say that these two equations are simultaneously valid. So what the canonical transformation needs, canonical transformation needs that is delta integration t1 to t2 and then summation Pi Qi dot minus H dt minus integration delta t1 to t2 summation Pi Qi dot minus H bar into dt, which is equal to delta integration t1 to t2 dg by dt into delta t, or this is dt. Or we can write down this is equal to this delta and g t2 minus g t1, which is equal to 0. So here g is the generating functions. If you put the value of the Lagrangian and if you take the derivative, if you integrate it and take the difference of these two from the old set to the new set and find the difference of these two, that will equal to the difference of the generating function for the two different times. So therefore g is said to be the generating function, and the function of its work is the generating function will generate always the new functions. So we start from the old set of the coordinates Pi Qi, then we are getting capital Pi and Qi, and that is the function of this generating function to get small Pi Qi to capital Pi Qi. This is the generalized coordinates, generalized momentum in the old set. This is a generalized coordinate momentum in the new set. So the function generates the unknown coordinates. So if we are taking Pi Qi and capital Pi Qi, so it means there are the four possibilities. One is small, we can write down the four possibilities are there. So the four possibilities are small p, and a small q, and then you have the or you can write down this can write down q, small q, capital Q. This is one possibility. Another possibility is small q, capital P. Another possibility is capital P, small p. And another possibility is small p and capital Q. So this has come from the this small p, small q, and capital P, capital Q. So we get the four generating function. This is G1, this is G2, this is G3, and this is G4. So these are the four generating functions that will get it. Using this generating function, we will get small qi and the capital Q. Is using this generating function, you will get small q, capital P. Using this generating function G3, you will get capital P and small p. And using this G4, you will get a small p and the capital Q. So how it is? This is, as you know that G, let us take the first one. G equal to G1, and then small q1, q2 up to qn, and then it is capital Q1, capital Q2, and then capital Qn and the t. So therefore dg1 by dt, that is equal to summation, and we can write down del g1 by del q1 qi into dqi by dt plus del g1 by del qi, capital Qi, into dqi by dt plus that is dg1 by dt. This we can write down. If the first generating function, it is a function of the small q and capital Q. So dg1 by dt, it is written like this way. But the dg1 by dt, this is also written in this form, that is summation and pi qi dot minus h, and then minus summation this capital pi qi dot minus h bar. So this can be written as, so the left hand side it is equal, so this side will be this side, so therefore it is written as summation and then pi minus del g1 by del qi, if you come on qi dot, qi, this qi dot and qi dot, so qi dot minus we can write down minus, it will be summation capital pi plus del g1 by del qi, and then capital qi dot, which is equal to, or it is qi dot equal or plus h bar minus h minus del g1 by del t equal to 0. It means from this q1 dot and q, this q, all q's and the q's, capital Q's, small q's and t are independent variables. So the coefficient of dqi, coefficient of dqi and t must be separately 0. It means you can write down the small pi equal to this, and we can write down capital pi equal to this one, del gi by del qi. Therefore we can write down from this equation, we can write down that small pi equal to del g1 by del qi, and we got this capital pi equal to minus del g1 by del qi, and h prime minus h, that is new Hamiltonian minus old Hamiltonian, equal to del g1 by del t, that is the generating function. And that generating function, it is helped to get this new coordinates, that is pi. So from the generating function we are getting this new coordinates. So similarly, if you take the another combination, that is small p and capital Qi, this is small pi and capital Pi. So this is the first generation of G1. For G2, that is small pi equal to del G2 by del Qi, and capital Qi equal to del G2 by del Pi, and H prime minus H equal to del G2 by del T. This is our second generating function G. And the third generating function equal to Qi, which is equal to minus del G3 by del Pi, and this is capital Qi equal to del G3 by del Pi, capital Pi. This is small pi. And H prime minus H equal to the same thing, del G3 by del T. So H prime minus H equal to del G3 by del T. Similarly, we can have this, this is for the G1 function, this is for G2 generating function, and this is for G3. So our G4 will be, so for the generating function G4, you will get small qi, and capital Pi. So small qi will be, that is minus del G4 by del Pi, small pi, and capital Pi equal to minus del G4 by del Qi, and the generating function, that is H bar minus H equal to del G4 by del T. So this is how we are able to generate G1, G2, G3, G4, and that you are getting from small p, small q to capital P and capital Q. This is the generalized coordinates and the generalized momentum to the new set of generalized coordinate and the momentum by the generating function. So the work of the generating function is to generate the always new type of the coordinates, like when you change from the Cartesian coordinates to polar coordinates, or from the polar coordinates to the Cartesian coordinates. So there is a need of the generating function which will change from one set of coordinates to the another set of the coordinates. Thank you.